Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We're now having an interview with one of the young entrepreneurs, and is based in the U.S. And let me introduce to you no other than Guy Koren. Guy, how are you doing today?
Very well, Boots. Thank you. How are you?
Okay. And can you more or less tell us the name of the franchise and how long have you been franchising?
Sure. Yes. So the name of the franchise, Potato Corner USA. We are the entity that represents Potato Corner for the United States. We started in 1990, in 2010, actually 2010. Our first unit in Arcadia, Santa Anita, was the inception of the whole franchise, and then we decided to franchise and created our FDD and so forth.
Yeah, I'm just curious. How did you discover French Potato Corner? Can you tell a little bit about your discovery of this company, Guy?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I was the customer first, nothing else but a young teenager. I moved from Israel to the Philippines when my father was stationed in the Philippines for the Israeli embassy. We were stationed here for 2 years in 1993 to 95. I was 13 years old. And we moved to Makati, and I remember being introduced to Potato Corner when I visited the mall in Quad Center in Makati, and I fell in love. I tried the barbecue fries. I've always liked fries, but never seen flavored French fries done in the way Potato Corner has done it, and it was love at first try.
Uh-huh. And when you transferred to the U.S., what made you think about Potato Corner? I mean, as a business that you want to go into.
Uh, to be honest, it took a while. It wasn't something I naturally geared toward. I wasn't in the restaurant business. Neither I was in the franchising business. I knew nothing about neither industry. I was more doing things in the security industry, CCTV and locks, and completely different from where I'm at today. And I it so happened that year I sold my business. I had a business in cell phones. The industry in cell phones went down for the master distributors and so forth, because the companies just kept it for themselves and went and opened their own stores. So I exited that industry and I found myself in a crossroad. I was trying to think of what am I going to do, and which path am I going to take with my career. And I just was spending time with a lot of with my friend that was in a similar path in his life. So we kind of gravitated to each other because we were both looking for something. And I remember going through different ideas, different things we want to do. And then we talked about food, and we talked about potentially bringing Israeli food. And then I remember thinking about Potato Corner because I did mention it to my friends every once in a while about Potato Corner because I loved it so much. I told them how, in Philippines they have this flavored French fries, and they don't have it in the U.S. And I found it shocking, since I thought, you know, nothing more American than French fries. I think it's nothing. It's very international, but you think of it as an American staple food. Uh, Potatoes have fed America through the Great Depression, So I would think that they would have a concept like that, and they didn't. So I explained to my friend about potato corn. I told him about my experience and how I loved it, and it was so good that I still, till today, 15 years later, I'm thinking about it. And he thought it was a great idea. He said, "Wow, I mean, you know, every fast food in America has French fries. I mean, it's probably the most universally eaten food in the world, next to rice." So it started from there. That was the seed that led me to try to contact the CEO of Potato Corner, and I proceeded to write him an email about my experience and letting him know how I love Potato Corner and how it's affected my life and how I still think about it 15 years later. And
So memories really lasted forever, guy. In other words, it became your lifeline when you were at the crossroad, right?
yeah, yes, it's the impression that it made on me, and the experience. It's what you remember most. They say when you go to a place, it's all about how you make the customer feel, and the experience that they have is what's going to decide whether it's a positive or negative experience.
That's right. Now that you got or you succeeded in getting the franchise in the U.S., what were the steps that you had to learn when you launched this in the United States?
Um, Again, like I said, it was a challenging, tough road. I didn't know anything about the industry,
Yeah.
uh, and I had to learn, as I went, and from just trying to use the life lessons and the business lessons that I've learned in the past, and try to make the decisions, the correct decisions in this new industry and new path that I chose. And I thank the CEO and the group from the Philippines, that they helped a bit in shaping what Potato Corner is going to be and look like. They have sent a trainer to help us with the details of the menu and how to prepare it, and then the rest, it was from just a lot of reading and researching, and using the knowledgeable people surrounding me in making the right decisions. So I've learned that always surround yourself with people that are better and smarter than yourself, so you can
Hmm.
be guided in the right path.
That's right. So, how many branches do you have right now in the United States, and where are all this located now? You mentioned in Santa Anita in Pasadena, and as the timeline goes by, Guy, how many stores do you have right now, and where are this located?
So currently we have 40 units nationwide. Myself, I operate 10 units in California, all in California, in Los Angeles and San Jose, which is by San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And it started, like I said, with Santa Anita Arcadia. We soon opened another three in Los Angeles that were franchisee operated, not owned by my group, in Cerritos and Glendale Americana, and another one in San Francisco, San Ferran. And then from there on, I think we were about 10 stores in the first 2 years, and it grew from there. And to be honest, we didn't do much of advertising. We found that the best candidates that came and actually went through the process of franchising were people that have experienced Potato Corner themselves in the malls, and that had a personal experience, a personal connection to the brand, whether it was their
Mhm.
children loving the brand or themselves. But it wasn't from any advertising online that came from franchising portals or whatnot. It seemed to be those who were local to the stores and had a personal connection to the brand.
Mhm. Would you say that? Would you just still have the a franchisee who has been with you from the start? Would you have somebody in mind already who started with you from the beginning as a franchisee?
Yes, yes. Actually, we have a number of franchisees who have been with us since the beginning. We have in New Mexico, our franchisee in New Mexico has been with us since the start. Today is operating two stores in New Mexico, and we have our Texas franchisee who has been with us since the beginning and is operating four stores with us in Dallas and in Lubbock, Texas. And then we have a franchisee in Los Angeles that have been with us since the beginning. And we have another one that have been with us almost since the beginning, but he came on board 2 years 2 years since after inception, and he's still with us in San Diego.
What would you say the secret of maintaining this almost original franchisees? What would you say the key ingredient, guy, that these franchisees are still with you? What would you say that?
Ah, wow. um, they might have a different answer than I do. uh, I mean, I think first and foremost, they need to be successful. If they're not successful in their own endeavor, they're going to go elsewhere, and they're going to look for what actually works for them.
Mhm.
So they must be successful, and they must have what it takes. And I think those who have stayed with us have showed success in being able to operate the store properly, to follow a system that have proven to work, and not
Mhm.
try to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. Because you get a lot of people, they tend to want to do what they feel is right, and what they feel is correct for their own business. But when you franchise, in a sense, you're buying into a system. You're buying into something that has proven to work, has proven to be successful if you follow the right steps. And it takes working hard. Nothing is easy, but you're buying into a proven system. And those who understand that and you know believe in the system, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you have to do something that you may not think is right, and you have to believe in the system, that this
Mhm.
has been working for years, and if I follow these steps, I should get the same result. And so for those operators, they have followed the system through hard times in the beginning, since it takes a business a year to 2 years to flourish and to reach the sales that they need to be self-sustaining. It sometimes takes time, and you have to do the work and do the time and to reap the benefits. So I think their belief in the system is what um, made them stay with us this long, because once they've reached success, they were a believer, and from there on, it was teamwork all the way.
Right, right. Would you say what are your plans for the next couple of years? Would you say with 40 units right now that you have in the US, what would your projections be in a couple of years, Guy?
Um, so I've always said my goal is to bring potato corn to every mall in America. So
Mm-hmm.
That is a dream of mine, to make it a household name, so everybody in the U.S. can enjoy the fries that I've had when I was 13 and loved so much. Um, so that is my goal. Now the mall industry is so, it's changing so much nowadays. The industry itself, the mall business itself is kind of morphing into a new industry. The retail has gone online for the most
Yeah.
part. So it changes the tendency of the shopping centers. So they are themselves going through a transformation, and there's many guesses on how the mall is going to look like a few years from now. But thank God everybody's got to eat. So I think for us, it doesn't change much. I think we're going to be there, uh, um, along for the ride, and I'd like to push our growth and to reach exponential growth in the next 2 to 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
with a little push, and I have great people working with me, and hopefully we can get to 100 stores within the next 3 years.
Oh, that's an amazing goal, guy. Would you say what kind of advice would you give right now for people looking for a franchise? Because there's so many franchises out there. Just like you, when you were starting a business after your crossroad with cell phones, what key advice would you say if I'm looking for a business? I'm a retiree. I want to use my 401k. What kind of steps would you say for people looking for a franchise business?
Um, I would I would say definitely have passion for the brand that you're opening. I think you gotta love what you do, to put in the time and the effort and to go through all that work. The key to success is you got to know your business inside out. This is not a hobby. A lot of misconception about franchises. I put the money, and they're gonna do the work, and I'm gonna sit and enjoy the benefits. It's not. That's not how it works. If you buy into a franchise, be ready to learn your business inside out. You gotta know better than every employee that you have. You got to know the business inside out. That's what it takes. It's hard work in the beginning, but if you do it and you're passionate about your concept, your chances of reaching success are way higher than just opening any other business, because you are buying into a franchise, into a proven system that has been proven to work time in and again. So you just gotta have the faith in the franchise that you have chosen. Follow their guidance, follow their uh, their system, and just as long as you put in the effort, you'll reap the benefits. If you're looking to do something of your own, then a franchise is not for you.
That's
Uh,
right.
a franchise is you buying into a proven system to increase your chances of success, and that's why people buy into a franchise. They don't want to reinvent the wheel. So um, I'd say just make sure that you're passionate about the brand and that you follow the system. You should do well.
All right. Well, I guess you gave us with this short, brief time that you a moment you shared. You must have shared a ton of wisdom, and a lot of our viewers probably would have learned about it. What, especially coming from you, from a 13-year-old guy who started from accidentally loving and falling in love with the French fries, flavored French fries, and now becoming your own part of the business and your life, right? So, um, probably as a parting word, if I'm an entrepreneur right now, what would you say? Where should I start, for example? Because a lot of people right now with this pandemic, and it's becoming an endemic thing, a lot of people want to start their own business. Would you say start your own business, or just probably, as you said, get into a franchise? You must have friends who probably have asked you and say, "Guy, I got this much money. Where will it take me? Start a business or get a franchise?"
Yeah, well, um, it's a good question that you asked. I actually have discussed it with a couple of friends of mine, and um, I'd tell people that the economy has proven to bounce back in these periods of time relatively well. I think definitely here in the U.S., what I've experienced, pretty fast recovery. We are back open, and our numbers are to almost as high as pre-pandemic. But we're not. It's not over yet. I tell people to. It's on a case by case. I tell people just evaluate the concept. If you want to enter a franchise, evaluate the concept. Make sure you review the numbers, the sales, um, um, their their success. And I know a lot of in the franchise world in the U.S. they cannot share numbers with you, but nothing stops you from sitting down by the store that you close to you and literally counting numbers, counting tickets, making sure that they are doing the numbers that needed to be done, and do your research. And if you believe in the brand, there's nothing. I think franchise is the best road to go. It's definitely an easier path than starting your own business. They have done it for you. They have years of experience that they bring onto you to guide you, and you don't have to go through the mistakes that many entrepreneurs have to go when they start their own business. And you see that in the rate of success with young entrepreneurs starting their own business. Unfortunately, it's a tough road to success, and one mistake means you're closing the doors.
That's
With a
right.
franchise, you have a whole team behind you to guide you and tell you uh, what what is the right decision to make. They bring on years of vendor relationships that they have behind them, expertise consultants that can help you with sourcing and everything that you need to run your business. So it just gives you an edge.
Mhm.
So I think even with the pandemic, the money is not doing anything sitting in the bank. They're not paying any interest nowadays from what I've heard. So uh, I think investing is always a good thing. It's uh, always you should be looking to propel forward and expand your portfolio. And
Wow,
French,
I love what you said, Guy, and I can see that you're really that happy. Would you say in a scale of 10, 10 being perfect, how happy and looking forward and gung ho and with a fire in the belly? What would you rate yourself as an entrepreneur and as a franchisor? How happy are you?
uh, of the future. I've listen. I've had my challenges, and I've had hard years that I've passed recently for a number of reasons. So, one would think I'm probably not fired up, but I'm very fired up. From 1 to 10, about the future, I'd say an 11. I
Oh,
can't wait to
okay.
get out. I can't wait to get out there. I've had distractions that have kept me from focusing on what I want to do, and now I feel like I'm past those times, and I feel like good times are ahead. We have good projects coming up, so I'm looking forward to getting out there and doing repeating what I've done so far and just doing it better and better. So I'm very excited, very
Very
excited.
good, very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard a guy who's really a guy, Guy Koren, uh, the 13-year-old who started loving a business of fries and now doing it on his own. Guy, on behalf of GMB and this our audience, thank you very much for taking the time. I know you're so busy. You are traveling here and there, almost having your own private jet and so thank you for the time and the bother,
Thank you.
sorry for bothering you in your I know it's quite late right now. It's about 9 p.m. right now, and thank you very much and best of luck, Guy.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Salamat
Okay,
po, Boots. Thank
thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Good talking. Bye bye.